Oh, beautiful, folks. Here we are. It is Friday. Fitness, Focus, Freedom Friday. Little early, little early. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. And here's there's a lot of reasons why. One, my wife goes to work, so I got up with her. We had a nice, really nice time this morning. We read three chapters, I think, of Samuel. So, we jump into scripture, we do some reading, we do some talking, we have a cup of coffee, and then she runs off to work. And, I could go back to bed, right? Let's be honest, right? I could go back to bed. But instead, I pour another cup of coffee. And this last couple of days, yesterday was beautiful. Yesterday was like 65 out. Today it's 70, 71 degrees. I bring the laptop outside. Yesterday I had a great cram session with Claude. Worked on some things, worked on some verbiage for my website, worked on some strategy for customers, started laying out some projects like 2-3 weeks in advance. There's a lot of things that people don't recognize from the agency perspective when it comes to these projects. A lot of people think, oh, they just know what they're doing, and they just kind of put the puzzle pieces together, and boom, it's done. No, that's not how that works, really. Well, it could be for some, but what I prefer to do is to look at the needs of our clients. Like, for instance, we are doing the marketing in a release for a new project. And so we've had to do the discovery of, who's on your existing list, what's a good target that you would like to add to your list, what's the avatar that you're trying to serve, what audiences are you really trying to convert, which audience, like a lot of people from a pride perspective, they want to get a lot of visits, or they want to get a lot of exposure, or they want to, get in, press releases or whatever. Yeah. But at the end of the day, how does that create revenue, right? So you want to make sure that from a revenue business perspective, you are going after the right audience, the right people, and so did a lot of prep work. We're probably still 2.5 weeks away from sending out any kind of mass broadcast kind of email, to thousands of people about this project. But we've already got the messaging, beginning to get formulated and placed and formatted into position and all of those things, and using CRM tools and automations and splitting up the list, all those things. The one thing about sitting outside is the bugs. Something bit me on the leg and is driving me crazy. So that brings me out early, right? So last couple of mornings, beautiful weather, laptop outside. I'm pretty sure you heard the dog bark, but there's birds chirping. I got a giant tree over here. Unfortunately, it's dead, and I got to have it cut down. But I have a giant tree over here, and it fills up with birds in the morning. And then I got another big tree over here. I love this tree. This tree's I don't know what it is. I think it's a maple. I think it's some kind of maple tree. That's cool. And then this one over my head, it looks half dead. It's one of those like elm trees. And so I think elm trees just always look half dead, but they're still cool, craggly looking. In fact, if I tilt the camera up, you'll see what I mean, right? And so I just love it back here. Like, I mowed the lawn day before yesterday, and wow, something bit me right here, bit me right on the head. Mowed the lawn the day before yesterday, and whenever I freshly mow the lawn and I see the stripes and the lines, and it looks like a park to me. And for those that maybe you don't understand this, but I never thought I'd have a yard like this, right? So I wasn't a person of means, and so and we still don't live in a mansion or anything crazy. It was just a house, but it's a house with a decent yard. I never had grass like this. And so it's pretty nice to cut things and look around and go, man, this is cool. This is like having my own park. And I really enjoy it. And Remy enjoys it too, our dog. So Fitness, Focus, Freedom Friday. If we bring that out and we have a real talk about it. Hey, someone from LinkedIn says hello. I don't know. It could be Adam. Maybe it's Adam. Adam, for some reason, seems to have the same sleep schedule I have. So it might be Adam, could be James, maybe it's James. But when I think about Fitness Focus Freedom Friday, the thing that I want to drive home today is, even though I've got a mangled foot, and I'm not going to go over the whole story again. If you follow me, you know I got a mangled foot right now, and even with the mangled foot, it's still very much a Fitness Focus Freedom Friday event, meaning fitness. I'm awake. I'm up. I've already worked on spiritual fitness, right? I've already been in scripture. I've already prayed with my wife. She's off doing her thing. As you can see, I'm wearing the shirt. It's official, right? I am doing, this is my 9th run in the Great Cycle Challenge. So starting in September, I will be riding hundreds of miles on my bicycle to raise money for children's brain tumors and things like that, children's cancer. So, and whatever bit me, it's getting big. It's a big nugget. So we're doing that. Last weekend, I got fifth in the downhill race, and I got 7th in a marathon race. And I don't want to, I use the word marathon, and now I have to recognize, Adam's with us. So his definition of marathon and my definition of marathon are two different things. In mountain biking, they have what they call a marathon race, and that is how many laps of a pre-route, pre-done route, how many laps can you run in like 3 hours. So this was a 3-hour marathon, and I managed to get in 4 laps. So I did 28 miles in the 3 hours. I took 2 breaks. I had to get my mangled foot on some ice after lap 2, and then not halfway, like 2/3 of the way through lap 4, I had to stop on trail and just put my foot up. I laid my bike on its side, and I put my foot up on the bike, and I just laid there for like 10 minutes. My foot was pounding with pain, really hurt. And I'm not a pain person. Like I take pain pretty good. Like when I broke my collarbone, I was like, it's uncomfortable, but it's not painful. Like I'm used to discomfort, but man, it was painful. There's Adam. He came over to YouTube. And so, welcome, Adam. It's always good to see you, man. And so when I talk about like these Fitness Focus Freedom Fridays, it's very important to me. Like fitness isn't just, how many push-ups did I do today, or how many miles did I run today? Fitness is your definition of fitness. So, like I said, spiritual fitness today, boom, happens. Mental fitness, right? I'm out here doing my thing. I'm relaxing. I've actually got a cigar I'm going to have with a nice cup of coffee, and I'm going to do a little bit more work in Claude this morning, and we're going to start getting some of the work we started yesterday. We're going to start putting into place today, right? So that's like mental fitness. Physical fitness for me today, be honest with you, it's just gonna be stuff around the house. I'm not taking this clunky foot of mine, like I'm not going to the gym, or I'm not doing anything like that today, right? Just doing stuff around the house, staying active, staying limber. Fitness focus. So focus. pfuniversity.org. pfuniversity.org. It's in soft launch status right now. It is open for students to register. We have had a couple of people come through the site so far. So we're very, very happy with what's been happening. And what we're looking for is these early users to provide us with feedback that let us know, hey, how is the learning experience? How is the content? One of the things about this project is most of the content is made by a couple of old dudes in their 80s. I love them. They're great people. They're awesome. They are fantastic people. But they have crafted a lot of the content from the perspective of someone that's already trained. Like a lot of the content seems to be made with the presupposition that you're already at their level. You're already, and I'm like, this is an educational site. It needs to be written more like people coming to the party, right? Like this happens a lot with course creators. Course creators make a lot of assumptions about the knowledge foundation that people come into their product with. And so they make content that's up here. and then people get lost. Like people go, I don't even understand what they're talking about. And you're the course creator and you've been swimming in this content for decades, right? Like you know the content and you go, this is simple. I don't understand how they're lost. This is simple. Well, it's not simple because they haven't been swimming in it for decades. They're still down here. They're still dipping their toes in the water, and you got to bring people up to speed. And a lot of times, course creators take what they know for granted and forget that there was a starting step, that there was an entry level. And so I fear that that might be something that's happening with this project. This whole thing's about family office management. It's a Christian-based program to deal with, stewardship and leadership and all these things. And I understand a lot of the concepts from my John Maxwell training, so I'm seeing it as matter of fact also. And so I'm very tentative that we're going to bring some students into the platform, and we're going to get some feedback. Like there's no there's no getting up to speed content, right? And so I'm a little apprehensive that we might need to do that. So I'm very open to it. And, on one hand, I'm the web guy, right? On one hand, I'm just the guy making the website. On the other hand, with this particular project, I'm very much involved in the course of how this project unravels and gets marketed and builds revenue and all those things. And so I have a vested interest in making sure that it launches well. So I'm very excited about that. Talk about focus, big focus, pfuniversity.org, pfuniversity.org. Got another one. The website's not even on the URL yet. Prism Diamond. Prism Diamond Art is one where we've got a new client who is selling these art kits, diamond art. Ooh, I think I heard thunder. Either that or a train crashed. Selling these art kits, and apparently this is a big deal. Apparently a lot of people do this. Like it's like paint by numbers, but it's with like man-made diamonds or something. I I don't know. I need to know more about the topic. Anyway, we're making an e-commerce website for them to sell these art kits. And it's pretty cool because it's an international sales thing, and she's already got an audience, and she's already got people that want to buy product. So it's nice when it's kind of like the one I just talked about. It's kind of like PF University. With PF University, they already have an audience. They already have people that want to take their content, and so like when I said, it's very much in a soft launch phase. From a hard launch phase, like I know with the university project, we can send a direct email out to 4,000 people on a list and have a certain percentage automatically enroll. Like we know that that's going to happen, and so that gives us the confidence to build something that we know is going to be impactful. I feel the same way about this art lady. I'm going to meet with her later this afternoon. We're going to go over the sample site that we've created for her. We're going to take any feedback she gives us, make the changes, and then start adding her products to the shopping cart so that we can do her launch. Her launch is scheduled for September 1st. And so, as you can see, when I said Fitness Focus Freedom Friday and I talk about the focus and how we do things, we are very much a plan and strategize and execute, plan, strategize, execute, and promote kind of agency. And so we see that that is coming together really, really, really well. Freedom. Folks, I went to Sam's Club last night. Was it last night or the night before? Oh, it was the night before. I went to Sam's Club the night before. We spent about $750. I bought a bunch of beef. I bought a chuck roll. I bought a brisket. I bought some ribeyes. My freezer is full of stuff. Last night, I took the chuck roll. I took it from the refrigerator. I put it in the freezer to kind of stiffen it up. Not freeze it, but stiffen it up. And then I sliced that down and got about 18, 19 steaks out of that and a couple of really good-sized chuck roasts. And so I'm going to smoke a chuck roast today and work on some stuff that Mañana No Mas has as personal projects. So I'll be working on the Pedal Academy, the Power Sport Academy, and doing some rewrites on the Mañana No Mas website. So when we say freedom, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about, like, what do you want to do today? If you're corporately employed and you're in the cubicle and you're It's not what you want to do today, it's what they want you to do today, right? What do they want you to do today? And I got to tell you, I was corporately employed. Even though I was like the director of my department, director, manager, whatever, you pick all these names, right? You're in charge of people, okay? Even though I was in charge of other people and I got to tell them what I wanted them to do today, I still had someone above me telling me what they wanted me to do today. And I got to tell you, that's not the way my brain works. It's not the way my brain works. I told you earlier that I worked with Claude yesterday and today. And so I worked with Claude yesterday and this morning. In those couple of hours that I spend with Claude in the moment, I am knocking out what other people would corporately do in, I'm not exaggerating, a whole day, maybe 2 days. For some people, maybe 3 days worth of work. There's something that a lot of people just don't get, especially in the corporate space. If you allow a human being to work on something that they have passion for and that they focus on, they can be extremely productive in short amounts of time. And that to me is, I mean, that's where the magic of Mañana no Mas really comes in. So I was talking to you about the university site, right? So we figure out, okay, this is the project. This is about how many hours it's going to take. So this is how much we're going to charge, right? And I try and think in those terms that make sense, right? So when we quote the job based on, we quote the whole. We don't charge by the hour, but we are figuring how many hours do you think this is really going to take? We want to make sure that we cover ourselves so that we don't go upside down, working and paying people versus collecting money. And then when I inject myself into the process, let's say I'm having a really good morning and I go, you know what, I think I'm gonna embed the videos for these 3 courses. So you would think to yourself, that's not a big deal, right? But those 3 courses turns into 45 videos. So I can embed those 45 videos in like an hour, right? And other people, if they were, employed corporately in a cubicle and they were told at 10 o'clock in the morning, hey, I need you to embed these 45 videos, it would take them to the end of the business day to get that done, because you're not hitting them with the work they want to do when they want to do it in an atmosphere that they're productive in. And that to me is very important about self-employment. Because I'm self-employed, if I want to work at 7 in the morning on stuff I love and that I'm efficient with, I get it done. Because I'm self-employed, if it's work I don't want to do and work that I'm not efficient with, I can hire someone else on my team to do it. And so I can say, hey, do you want to do this? And I ask people what they want to do. Like, if you work on my team, I flat out ask you, like, do you want to do this? Would you be productive with this? And they go, yeah, great. Here, go ahead and do it. If I say, do you want to do this? And they're like, oh, I don't know. I go, great, then don't do it. Then don't do it. I'll find somebody else, right? Because I want people to be as productive as they're going to be in the moment. I want us to have the highest margins and highest profit possible for the amount of revenue that we brought in. We had this is from Adam, Parkinson's law: work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. Yeah, expands to fill the available time. Yeah, and I totally don't work like that, Adam. I'm very much, because here's the deal: if I get my work done, I can go for a mountain bike ride, just like you could go for a run. There's so many mental changes that happen with self-employment that sometimes when it slows down, and I know Adam's done this before, I know that James has done this before, if James watches the replay, I know Jonathan has done this. It slows down and you go, oh, maybe this is drying up, or maybe something else is wrong. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe I just need to go get a job. And then you go get a job, and then people start telling you what to do, when to do it, when it has to be done, what the deadline is, what's expected. You're looking at what you're getting paid. You're looking at what they're asking you to do. You're looking at how long it's taken you to get it done. And then slowly you realize I'm emotionally unemployable. Like, that's literally the phrase that I use for myself. I am emotionally unemployable because it happened to me just a couple months ago again. There was a job here in town. It was listed. It was at a fitness center, and I thought, oh, that's perfect. I'm into fitness. I'm into this. I'm into diet. I'm into leadership. This will be perfect for me. And then I started reading the details. You will take ownership of, blah blah blah, all these things, and I was like, wow, they expect you to treat this like it's yours, but it's not yours, right? Like that was the it was almost in writing in the ad. Like, we expect you to take ownership of this thing, but we're not going to give you ownership of it. Like, that was, and it was a cross in communication. I was like, this doesn't make sense. I I can't do this. Like, my heart would not be in this. It sounded like a really cool job, but as I read the description and the way that they wrote it, I was like, there's no way. And then when I saw what it was going to pay, I was like, you want me to take ownership of this thing? You want me to be available nights and weekends? You want me to go to events? You want me to travel? You want me to do all these things? And you want to pay me this much to take ownership of this big thing? It didn't make any sense at all. And here's what, this is going to sound crazy, but here's what I literally thought in that moment. I thought, the energy that they're asking for this job to make this much money, the energy that they're asking for this job to make this much money, if I were to put that energy into Mañana No Mas, how much money would Mañana No Mas make? And that's when reality hits hard, right? That's when you go, and then you look at it and you go, well, how much work have I really put into my own project? You know what? How many people do I know that I haven't talked to in the last year about my business? How many people do I know that I haven't talked to in the last 2 years about my business? How many people do I know somebody that I should know? Right? So that's when I just start reaching out to people. I'm like, hey, who do you know that I should know? Who do you know that I should know? Do you have any projects that need to get done? Is there anything you need advice on? Is there anything that, do you have any events coming up and I could speak at your event? Do you, hey, free or paid, like, just get me out there. Put me in front of people so I can do what I do best, and that is show off our skills and talents and get hired for the next gig. And it's amazing. I took the energy that would have gone into that job, and we ended up having like the best April ever. Like, so April, we knocked it out of the park. May was a little dry, but June, we closed everything we talked to in May. So April and June were both really good months, and July has been super productive doing all the work that we sold in April and June. And so it's amazing to me. Like I said, I came close to taking a job, but the reality hit, like what people expect and how they compensate versus how I could compensate myself if I put the same energy into my own thing. It's like, there's no comparison, because then I get put in these positions to come on here at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning and talk about Fitness Focus Freedom Friday. And if I was working in someone else's cubicle, that message wouldn't make any sense. Folks, I'm having such a good time with you, but I'm going to go. I'm going to enjoy a cigar, coffee, a little time with Claude, do some planning. It's Friday, celebrate the end of the week, finish strong, and enjoy your weekend. I really pray that you take a moment and enjoy your weekend. Run, Adam, run. It says, same here, no one should, but it's a default when working corp. Yep, yeah. Corporate's a rough gig. Corporate is rough. I've done it. It's not that I haven't. So, I used to be the training manager for Ducati. I was the training manager and publications manager for Suzuki. I did work with BRP. I've done contract work with a lot of other brands. And yeah, corporate really can be difficult. And I'll let Adam say goodbye for all of us. Adam says, ciao. Folks, have yourselves a wonderful day. I'm going to hit you with 2 videos on the way out. I'm going to hit you with the mountain bike one for the Pedal Academy, just because I think it's cool. And then we'll end with Mañana No Mas, and you guys have a great weekend.